flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our secretary is not here tonight to take the roll call, so I would suggest maybe Sheila. Yeah, Sheila, would you please take the roll call? Yeah, because she's not.
Councilwoman Uzelak,
Here,
Brian Daring,
Here.
Christopher Mellon, absent, Councilman Pettit, and Councilwoman Leona Felton, and Jeff Swipe.
Here.
Okay.
okay, Councilwoman Leona Swike is on her way, so we just have to wait for her. No, we're not going to wait, we're going to go ahead with the agenda. Okay, what about the minutes of September 16th, 2025? Could I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I second the motion.
Okay, motion made by Brian Daring to approve the minutes and seconded by Jeff Swipe. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, minutes passed for September 16th. Communications, I have none tonight, and I don't have any comments, but we are waiting for Leona, so what I am going to do is go down to the other business on the agenda, because we don't have to vote on this. And the first one will be Liberty Estates. It's amended and complete restatement of development agreement. Okay, well, Mr. Hall, please stand up and give us some information on what you have to talk about.
Good evening, everyone. Randy Hall from Liberty Estates.
Hi.
Nice to see you. We're not actually looking to do a complete restatement. That's a little bit of a misstatement. All we're looking to do is amend certain things to keep your approvals consistent with the changing environment and such. So 3 items, which I don't know if you have drawings or package or whatever, but there was an Exhibit E. And now to remind you, we have preliminary PUD approval over all of Liberty Estates. And it's a flexible approval such that that sets up the zoning. And as we come into each phase, we come back to you and do the final detailed plan where you get all the specifics. We go through the detailed engineering and such with staff, okay? So we have this preliminary envelope over it all, if you will. And Exhibit E, which is kind of a spreadsheet that lists each phase and the zoning and such, was one of the exhibits. Another exhibit was a colored drawing that shows the phases in Liberty West. And so the first comment that we came back to is a clarification. And the clarification is to tie those two things together. In other words, you have a drawing here, you have an exhibit here, but they don't cross-reference. So all we're asking to do is take that spreadsheet and label the phases that each of those zonings go to. Okay, so it's a clarification request. And I'll just go through this summary and then back to details, if I may, on anything you may want to know. The second thing is Phase 8 is a 50-acre parcel southeast of what you see improved out there. So if you all have driven through the subdivision, if you could jump over a wetland to the southeast, this would be a parcel that will be accessed off 87th on the curve. And we have started to do layout and engineering, which we will shortly be presenting to staff. And that is another mixed-use parcel, as it's been approved, very similar to phases 1, 2, 3. We will have single-family townhomes, et cetera, a nice mix of products. So very consistent with what you've been seeing. Our request on that, because of the PUD is very specific on phasing, is we would request that we divide Phase 8 into 2 phases, an 8A and an 8B, strictly due to its size and where we are economically with the bank. The single-family homes are selling slower, so the bank has asked us to take smaller bites of the apple. So no real change in anything other than we really don't have approval from you to come in and do a final approval on a half a phase. So we're asking for an 8A and an 8B. And of course, we're not presenting what those are. We'll come in and do that in a more formal process, but just clarifying that. The third thing is somewhat common sense, I believe, but I've been very fortunate to be included into a lot of the meetings that the town has had in planning the Whitcomb Street expansion. And we are coordinating with them to our, best abilities and making sure there's not overlap and such like that. Phases 5, 6, and 7 on the east side of Whitcomb Street are adjacent, physically adjacent to Whitcomb Street. And in the PUD, every time that we come in and do the phasing again, there's a certain period of time we have to start another phase. So instead of coming back in front of you like this, almost on a nuisance level, what I'm requesting is these 3 phases, the actual deadline to start construction on the 3 of them will be timed after Whitcomb's completed, because we really can't physically do it until Whitcomb's completed. So I don't want to say that these are as simple or oversimplify them, but they are somewhat common sense adjustments to what we've previously done, and we're trying to keep a flexible parameter just to keep moving forward. And our next step with you physically will be coming in with this phase 8, if you so agree to chop it in half.
So what you wanted to let us know in this discussion were your adjustments.
Yes, ma'am. 3 adjustments that we're requesting.
Your readjustments.
And so I guess the proper term for my request is an amendment to the PUD for these 3 concepts. Not a restatement. We're not restating anything. We're simply doing an amendment, which I would work through your council in drafting.
Very
But
good.
pretty much that simple.
Sure. Now, I understand it all. Do you, Jeff and Brian?
Yes, I believe I do.
I had a couple questions.
Oh, okay, wait. Let
Once
Jeff go
Jeff's done,
first.
yeah.
Okay, Jeff, do you want to ask Mr. Holman a question?
Yeah, so you have to wait till the completion of Whitcomb Street, and then when do you think that would be in the next spring for the construction of all this?
For Whitcomb Street or for my side?
For your side, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, subject to how Whitcomb Street actually performs, I can tell you, and gentlemen, correct me if I misstate this at all, but the general planning from the engineers, as I understand it, is to finish the engineering near the end of this year, maybe going into spring, with the opportunity to bid Whitcomb after that and possibly break ground in next summer. Whitcomb could be broken up into multiple phases, depending on the town's decisions, into multiple sections. The sections adjacent to us is what's controlling our physical ability to tie in. And it's not just that, we could go and do our improvements and wait, but if you think about the logistics of having access, being able to market or any of those things, it doesn't make sense to not coordinate, if you will. So what we're saying is, if I was to try and answer your question directly, assuming that timing would be that the road is adjacent to us is improved by spring of 2027, meaning again it starts in the summer of 26. We would be looking, our next physical phase, not knowing any other information, would be the commercial, which is phase 6. Independently of that and prior to that, again, we're going to be coming to you directly to propose the final detailed plans for phase 8 to continue our residential.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Brian?
Steve, how does, as far as timeline that we're looking at, just a general thing, Randy's talking about will probably be completed by spring of 27. Is that correct?
It's a possibility, but I mean, it's, the Whitcomb Street project isn't gonna hold up the east side of Liberty Estates. I mean, we talked about this, and we already had an approved plan for the east side, and then the roundabout came about, so, if the roundabout project and the Whitcomb Street project takes a little bit longer, the town isn't holding up Liberty Estates, because you have an approved plan you can build to.
We can build to it, but without Let me put it another way. Let me give you an example. Phase 5 on the east side, which is just north of the roundabout off the existing road, is for some apartments, right? And so we are working on trying to finalize a deal with a national player. And one of their major decisions, which causes me to think and come to you to keep flexibility, is, hey, how do we invest $50 million, which is their budget, and know that we break ground and we're going to have active marketing availability on a clean road for clients to come? Because as it's under construction, as Steve says, yeah, the town has assured us that we'll have access, right? There's people living there. But are you going to invest that kind of money, you know, on a road that's partially completed? You're not. You're going to defer it. So we could come in front of you on a case-by-case basis for each phase and say, you know, we need to defer starting this phase because the road may or may not be completed.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is make less appearances in front of you,
Right.
valuing your time, and just say flexibly for phase timing that, you know, we can defer commencing those phases until the road's complete. That's all.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a flexible concept. It's not a,
okay, right.
From Ricardo, any amendment to the PUD would require a formal vote, correct? And so then Randy would come back, be on the agenda. We'd have a layout of what you've just explained to us.
absolutely, sure.
And then
Yeah.
we would vote on any amendment to the PUD, creating the 8A, 8B, et cetera.
That's correct.
Well, I think Randy just really wanted to discuss all of this tonight and explain it to us, which I'm sure it makes sense. Does everybody here understand what he said? Do you think it's okay what he's talking about?
Yes, it is perhaps useful, though, to reiterate that we aren't taking any official action today.
Yeah, we're not taking any.
Yeah, I think this was under.
It's an introductory
just for
communication.
discussion anyway.
Yeah, this was under for discussion anyway. He wanted to come in and explain what he was doing.
And then
Okay, Randy, I
your
think
folks will
you
work
said it
with
all.
Ricardo and Joe and then get this all buttoned up
Right.
legally, and then we'll take a vote on it at a later date.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Well, when
whenever,
he comes
whenever the next
back
meeting is,
again.
I'll coordinate it with Sheila and we'll come back more formally, but
Sure.
you know, it was actually Sheila's idea to, hey, let's have open communication.
Right.
Make sure, I saw that Mr. King might have questions and I'll communicate with him before I
She
come back.
explained it, Randy.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, looks
thank you
great.
for coming in, and we will see you possibly at the next meeting if you're ready.
Thank you for your time.
Contact Sheila. Okay. Okay, our next matter for other business and discussion is Deerfield Commons, 400 West 87th Avenue, a luxury multifamily development. And who is here, please? Introduce yourself.
Yes, Madam Chairman, my name is Jeff Ban. I'm a principal co-chairman with DVG team, and Sheila asked that I bring some information, if I could pass that out to you right now.
Sure.
So, Madam President and members of the Plan Commission and Attorney Hall, the last time
Thank you.
Mr. Ben was in front of us, he had a discussion about this development.
Okay.
And since the development was already started and he's going to pick up where the development started at, he wanted to be able to file for preliminary next. So he wanted to be able to file for preliminary PUD.
That's a lot of.
And the next stages.
Okay, he wants to discuss this Deerfield Commons family development, and you were here before, Mr. Ban?
That is correct, and there was a misunderstanding on my part.
Okay.
We were here before you at your Plan Commission meeting in August.
Right.
It was my understanding that that was I thought we were going through the conceptual phase. Sheila informed me that it was just a workshop.
Sure.
So I can go through the same presentation that I did in August, which I'm prepared to do. What we would like to be able to do is have you consider, and Sheila, please guide me if this is the right request, is to act on the August Plan Commission presentation would be considered as the conceptual, so we can move to preliminary, because we are ready to file for preliminary at this point
Okay.
in time. So.
Well,
if you-
tell us about your development.
Sure. Deerfield Commons is a master plan residential multifamily apartment neighborhood. It is located on the north side of 87th Avenue, and it is in the approximate 400 block of 87th Avenue. The site details consists of a total of 17.15 acres. It includes 7 acres of a regional stormwater pond that services the current Deerfield Commons property and the existing developments of Deerfield Center to the west and the Westwood residential subdivisions on the south side of 87th Avenue. The site also has a large diameter gas transmission main and easement running diagonally through the site. And on the north side of the site, it has a large overhead electric transmission tower line and easement. If you recall, this site was originally approved by your plan commission a long time ago. 1995 is actually when it was, 30 years ago. And it was developed and planned as a multifamily residential development, mostly 6-unit condominiums, which totaled about 126 units at that time. And part of the 1995 underground utility infrastructure that was designed at that time has been built and is in the ground at this point. Phase 1 of the 1995 project was constructed, which includes a 4-unit condominium building, and phases 2 through 9 that have been platted are currently undeveloped. The Kendall Property Group is the petitioner, and they are interested in acquiring and developing a new multifamily residential apartment neighborhood on the former Deerfield Commons phases 2 through 9. The site plan that is in your package that we presented also back in August includes 3-story buildings with attached garage units. There's a total of 14 buildings containing a total of 210 residential units with 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. There are also 99 units with attached garages and a total of 428 parking spaces, which 311 are open, 18 are on the adjacent driveways, and 99 are in the enclosed garage spaces. The building design will include a variety of materials, some hardy plank board, siding along with masonry. The site plan includes a significant amount of pedestrian walkways that will ultimately connect to the public right-of-way sidewalk system that's in 87th Avenue. In the site plan, there's a dog park. It's central and on the east side of the site, and it also includes an observation gazebo and pier extending into the existing pond. There's an on-site trash compactor that would be installed that would reduce the need for multiple dumpster locations. So there'll just be one refuge facility that compacts garbage and would have one place of pickup for garbage trucks to take. The buildings have been positioned on the site to generally face, the fronts of the buildings face 87th Avenue. All the garage sides of the buildings are inward facing within the site. And the buildings have also been fit around the existing 1995 utility construction and also within the constraints of the large gas transmission main and easement that runs diagonally through the center of the site. We will also, there's been some requests to work with the town to develop a park area around the pond, and we plan on doing that with the town. The site plan also includes a clubhouse to service the community with an outdoor pool, an outdoor patio and grilling area, an indoor fitness center, an indoor community room, a full-time leasing office and staff. We'll have a common mail delivery and pickup station in the clubhouse, and then there will be on-site maintenance facility and staff. Utilities on the site, there's a sanitary sewer on 87th Avenue, and then also some of that sewer came into the site that got constructed back in 1995, and that sewer has plenty of capacity to manage the sewer generated from this project. There's a water main on 87th Avenue. It's 12 inches in diameter, and actually there's a 12-inch, about 1,500 feet of water main that got extended into the site that also would be servicing this project with plenty of capacity to service both domestic and fire protection use. And the NIPSCO and Datacom utilities are adjacent to the site on 87th Avenue, and they do have the capacity to service the development. As I indicated earlier, there's an existing pond on the east side of the site, which was built in 1995 to service all of this area around 87th Avenue, Deerfield Center, Westwood, as well as Deerfield Commons. And there's some existing storm sewers that actually run through the middle of this site that services the duplex and threeplex development called Deerfield Center on the west side of Deerfield Commons. So we were accounting for having to work the development plan around that storm sewer. The access to the site, you will see, has two access points. There's a main access on the eastern portion that is onto 87th Avenue in line with Madison Street. And then there is a secondary access that's really there for emergency services, and it is about 140 feet west of Madison Street. So the buildings themselves, there are one-bedroom units that vary in size from 720 to 779 square feet, and they will rent in the order of $1,300 to $1,700 per month. There are two-bedroom units. There's 112 two-bedroom units that are 973 square feet to 1,065 square feet. They will rent for in a range of $1,600 to $2,000 per month. And there are 15 three-bedroom units that are 1,280 to 1,302 square feet that will rent for $2,200. The interiors will be finished with luxury materials, marble countertops, stainless steel appliances, and the sort. The schedule of the project, we anticipate going through the zoning process and the design process with the town between now and February of this coming next year of 2025, and then putting the project out for bid and getting all the state permits in March and April and May, getting contracts in line, and then we would be starting on June 1st of 2026. And it'll be a 2-year construction period. This is not going to be phased. The clubhouse and a few of the front buildings off of 87th will be the first buildings that start construction, and then after a couple of the first buildings are built, continue to build one building after another building until all 14 buildings are complete. The current zoning map calls this area out. It was formerly a PUD. As I indicated, the PUD is expired because of it not being implemented in accordance with your ordinance, but it calls out as an R5 zoning classification, and we are asking for this to also be zoned as a PUD with an underlying R5 zoning. And that's what we are looking for doing. The reason this project and property hasn't been developed, in my opinion, over the last 30 years for a number of reasons. The PUD, since it wasn't executed, the zoning process has created development risk for any potential buyers of this property. The shape of the parcel, as you will note, is very unusual. It has a large diagonal pipeline. Actually, it's a 42-inch diameter transcontinental pipeline that runs through the middle of the property at an angle. Makes it very inefficient from a development perspective. And there's a significant encroachment onto the property from the Commonwealth Edison overhead electric tower line that creates some visual impacts and aesthetic problems to the development. And that area that's the easement removes it from development. Even though it's in the real estate of the ownership of this property, you can't use it because it's encumbered by the easement. And we need to rezone this property into a PUD with this site plan as we've proposed to fit the above identified constraints. So with that being said, I'm here to answer any questions, and I ask that you consider our August and this presentation as part of our conceptual plan so we can come back to you in November at your 2 meetings with a preliminary PUD plan and all the details that go along with it.
Sure. Jeff, questions, comments
yeah,
on Deerfield development?
Yes, and the development, the project, what is the cost of this development?
The total investment will be in the $36 to $38 million range.
Very good. Anything else, Jeff?
No, thank you.
Brian?
Well, since you were in before, and I think you met a pretty favorable, reception on it, and it looks like a good project, an update from something that was, accepted many years ago. A few questions, though. First of all, have you contacted NIPSCO yet about building this over a very large high-pressure main?
It is not NIPSCO's gas main. It is A&R Pipeline, which
Well,
is a
A&R
national
and
pipeline.
NIPSCO are
We have
partner
not had any conversation with them.
Okay.
There are permit requirements. We're not doing anything on their easement. It's our property.
Okay.
It's their easement. They've got the rights to put the pipeline there. But we also, because it's our property, have the rights to use that land in following their federal pipeline requirements.
Right.
And
And
that being said, the only thing we're doing is we've got two road crossings across the pipeline, and then we have a water main on the east side and a sanitary sewer that we've got to cross on the east side as well.
Gotcha.
And we'll go through the
Well,
permit process.
Because A&R, even though it is not NiSource, Columbia Gas, whatever you call it, we field all the calls for A&R pipeline. We do not control A&R pipeline, but anytime there's an emergency, anytime that anything comes in from 911, we get the calls for A&R. So they are sister companies, they feed us. So that being said, next, the pond itself, and I wanted to ask you this last time, and we kind of went in other directions. You're gonna make this more of a decorative pond compared to what it has looked like over all these years. I mean, it is so overgrown. By the middle of June, it's just a sheet of green scum on that pond.
Right. And we're getting into that, and when we get into the final
Okay.
PUD plan, we'll have exactly what we're going to be doing with that.
Okay.
Minimally, we will be cleaning up the edges. The vegetation is very overgrown. We have to be a little bit careful because it is a wetland.
Right.
Okay, we've had that delineated. That'll be part of our preliminary plan submittal. You'll see that delineation report. So we have to be careful about what we do or don't do, but certainly cleaning up the edges so you can actually see it. I've tried to get in there and see it.
Making sure the water moves so that you don't
Yeah.
end up with that scum and a million.
And maybe part of the resolution will be sticking a couple fountains out in the middle too, in the summertime, so.
Refuse compactor. Now, I know it's a minor point to most people, but you've got one refuse compactor. And I agree with the idea, the principle of the thing, so that you don't have multiple pickup points, et cetera. But I really do believe you're gonna run into a problem, because if I'm living in the southeasternmost unit, and there's the wintertime that we've been subject to years and years and years, how am I gonna get, other than putting my smelly, stinky, drippy garbage in my car and driving it over to the refuse container?
Right. So the Kendall Property Group, who is the petitioner, manages dozens and dozens of these types of facilities, these apartment neighborhoods, with compactors. And they find the cleanliness of their properties is much greater with the compactors than multiple dumpsters. Rather than having one location where things are a little bit, things will get out of trash bags and start blowing around, you might have a half a dozen or 10 of them around site. The distance is, although you look at this, it's only about 2 to 3 buildings. The most that you would have to walk is 3 buildings away, which if you look at that, that's probably 150 feet.
I've walked this property before when Mr. Van Pruyen was
Considering
building
it.
property to the north.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty deep, long walk.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, again, you got 2 feet of snow on the ground, even though it's plowed.
Yeah.
And you've got that hawk coming off of Lake Michigan. People are not gonna walk that far. I mean, I know that they have built in other places. Have they built in any place that is unique to the Chicagoland area that gets the severe winter weather that we get?
Sure, they've got properties in Michigan, they've got properties in eastern Indiana, northeastern Indiana, so this is nothing new for them. And even the Indianapolis area, the multiple properties they have, get the same kind of weather. Maybe not the depth of snow, but.
But just, for sake of discussion, just be aware, I'm a little dubious on a
Okay.
single point because of the distances involved. If I'm in the unit right next door, who cares? But if I've got to walk all the way from 87th, all the way up about a block and a half, just to carry a bag of wet garbage, that's gonna be pretty tough in the winter.
Understand the concern, and don't want to be light of that, but I can tell you that some of the apartment developers we've been working with recently are trending to go to the compactors for, again, keeping garbage consolidated in one location, as opposed to scattered throughout. And then having the garbage trucks running through the entire development, weekly. It comes through one spot, comes in and out. So I can only speak from those operators that do this as their business and just represent to you what their experiences have been.
Okay.
More?
I think that's it for now.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening.
I wanted to ask, did you contact the sanitary sewer? I believe you're in the IHCD district.
I believe, I'm not gonna, you probably know better. I thought this was MCD, this area, not IH or independent.
Well, it could be possible. That's what I'm asking
Yeah.
you.
We will be making those.
Anything south of 30 is usually IHCD.
Gotcha. We will be making those contacts between now and our preliminary presentation to you.
To get your permits,
What's that?
to get a sanitary sewer.
Well, to get the sanitary sewer permit, but also
Right.
review the design that we are proposing and making sure that they're acceptable. And it's also with Indiana American Water Company. We've had conversations with them on the telephone, but we haven't presented the plan yet. We're going to submit the plan this week to you, and then we'll be executing
Sure.
those.
Well, I think Brian made a good point on the garbage, having to go out in the snow or the rain and dumping your garbage. Maybe you could talk to Kendall Builders and try to see
We will
if
do-
they
we will do
could
that.
come up with something where it would be easier for the tenants to come out and get rid of their garbage or whatever.
Okay.
You could discuss that with them, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, I think that's about it. We just had a discussion, and will you be ready for our next meeting for the vote?
We will be ready for your November 20th public hearing for preliminary PUD, yes.
Okay,
Now, we have
November,
not- One question for Ricardo. We have not taken a formal vote on conceptual.
we're not supposed to tonight.
No, not, well, we can now, but
Well,
we haven't had a conceptual vote yet. Can we piggyback the two, or does he have to come up two separate times?
there would be two separate things, but let me say, first, we should let the record reflect that Ms. Chandler Felton has joined the commission such that we now, a quorum now exists.
Okay,
And with that, I think if we certainly shouldn't take any action regarding the conceptual tonight because Ms. Chandler was not here to fully grasp what was discussed.
right.
So I guess his reason for being here tonight is to ask that this particular presentation takes the place of the conceptual along with the presentation that he did before. So he's asking for a vote tonight.
Oh, he's asking for the vote tonight?
Yeah, again, I'm going to defer, I don't want to sound pushy. So
Yes.
take it that way.
Well, we do have a quorum to take the vote. What do you think, Ricardo?
We would like to submit our preliminary PUD application. It's all ready to go, but we can't do that until we have our conceptual approval.
Yes, I understand.
And that's what we were hoping to get out of tonight. And if we can't get that out tonight, then I guess, how can we still stay on track with a preliminary PUD public hearing on November 20th? And keep on moving.
So this would, obviously with a conceptual, we wouldn't have a public hearing tonight. That comes at preliminary stage.
My understanding is your conceptual does not require a
Right,
public hearing.
conceptual,
No, he just
where you
has to-
send out your letters, et cetera, and open up a formal public hearing. That would happen at the
November 20th.
first planning stage. So
What's that?
that would happen at the next meeting after
Yes.
conceptual, at the, okay.
We could possibly take the conceptual vote tonight and then take the other vote at the next plan.
So can I ask the question, Madam President,
Yes.
Attorney Hall? Could he take the conceptual vote at the workshop as well, and have the conceptual on the workshop, and then still apply for the preliminary at the November meeting?
That's up to I believe, the pleasure of the chairman. She can have a special meeting at the beginning, and we were just discussing this a
Yeah.
little while ago, and I'll defer to Ricardo on this. We
I
can
will
open up a
defer to
special-
Ricardo on this, but my preference is to take the vote tonight.
Yeah, my only concern in that regard procedurally is that Ms. Chandler be sufficiently apprised as to what was discussed. If she can make an informed decision such that,
Well, she came in time for the meeting, for the quorum vote, and we're discussing Deerfield. They started all this in the 90s and didn't do anything, so.
And he was here in what, August, you said?
August,
Do
the
you remember
presentation
this
I
one?
made,
Yeah,
and
he
the
made
documentation I presented
presentations
is exactly the
before.
same what we did in August.
No changes since August, and yours,
No.
you feel sufficient?
okay.
All right.
Okay,
It's
then
your
I will
pleasure,
call
Madam
for a
Chairman.
vote or a motion on this conceptual. Could I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor by Mr. Brian Daring. Could I have a second?
I second the motion.
We have a second by Mr. Jeff Swike. All in favor?
It has to be individual votes.
Yeah, I was asking for all in favor, but we'll do an individual vote as Brian has suggested. Okay, Jeff, how do you vote?
Yes.
Leona? Aye. Okay, Brian?
Yes?
And Madam Chairman here is yes. So it's all been approved for you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you in November.
Thank you too. And Sheila, you will put him on the agenda in November.
Yes, he's gonna give us his application this time.
Right.
Okay, very good. Okay, now we could go ahead with the meeting with item 1 now. And we are at P10F S4-1025. Jenna Properties LLC owner and petitioner. Located at 1299 East 93rd Avenue, southeast corner of I-65 and 93rd Avenue. The request of final one-lot subdivision approval on 16.43 acres in a M1 Limited Industrial Zoning District and M2 Limited Industrial Corridor Overlay Zoning District. The purpose, to allow a logistics center. Okay, who is here for Jenna Properties? Okay, I know you've been here before, or other people have, regarding Jenna Properties at our workshop, so do you want to give us your program?
Yes, so my name is John Nerswicki with Contour Land Group. We're the civil engineer working on the project. Shannon Green has been here 3 other times now. So we've done the preliminary plat workshop and plan commission hearing, and we've done now the final plat workshop, and we're here for the final hearing now to approve the plat, hopefully. And all we're doing is our property is essentially 2 individual properties that we are combining into one.
Right. I think we went over all of that at the workshop. Okay, let's go with the board. Jeff, any questions or comments?
Not at this time. No.
Okay, you remember what they presented at the workshop? Good. Leona, any questions, comments?
No, not at this time.
Okay, Brian?
No significant changes whatsoever. We're just combining the 2 parcels.
Right.
Correct.
To do this. How about the question about the small lot that's on the entrance road?
I think last time we had left it with Shannon, they were interested in that parcel. And if they do decide to acquire, they'll just come back and amend their plat to include that.
That answers your question?
Well, and you'll be rebuilding the road to withstand the type of traffic that would be entering and exiting your property.
Correct. Yeah, we have, in our approved drawings, we have reconstruction from Mississippi all the way to our property.
Okay. Very good. That's all I have, Madam Chairman.
Okay. I think you have everything in order. I remember from the workshop going over it and talking to the lady that was here. What was her name?
Shannon?
Shannon, yes. She gave a real good discussion on it, and we had learned a lot. But at this time, if all the board members are in order or ready to vote.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Are the residents able to ask a question?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Oh,
if this is
yes,
an
you are. I'm
advertised
so
public
sorry.
hearing.
This isn't advertised.
Okay, so
Right.
open the public,
I am opening it for a public hearing and discussion.
okay, yes,
Yeah.
name and address, you have 3
Right.
minutes.
My name is Marcella DeLavalade Amos. I'm at 9136 Georgia Street. This, what you're talking about, is right down the street from me, and I'm hearing logistics center. Is that by any chance a data center? A data logistics center?
I'll let him answer, but I
Let
don't
him
believe so.
answer. But it's not,
No,
It is not.
no,
It is
no.
not.
no.
It is not. It is more of a trucking logistics center.
How many trucks do you feel would be out there in the parking area?
There's a pretty good-sized trailer staging parking area there. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but probably, if I had to recall, between 150 potential parking spaces.
I mean, will they be parked there overnight? Or are they on the move all day and night?
No, it's more storage, so.
Storage?
Yeah, it's staging for logistics where freight companies have to go from one side of the country to the other. They will
Yeah.
come here, they would stop here, then go the next day.
Okay.
So is that like right there at 93rd in Georgia, right there at the bottom of the hill that goes over I-65?
It's the old ballpark.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the
Okay, so
old,
that's pretty much right there
fields.
where 93rd in Georgia, where Quality Pasta and all those are.
Right.
No, 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 no,
No.
no.
No, no.
no,
You're on the other side, you're on the other side of
This is off
I-65.
of Mississippi
So it's
Street.
off of Mississippi on that
Yeah.
side?
Yes,
On that side,
Cool
so
beans.
north
Yeah.
of the Amazon.
yeah, correct.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? One more time, any more questions? No questions, I will close the public hearing and go back to the council. Are we ready to vote, council, or have a motion on this? Jeff Zweig,
Yes, I motion we have a vote on this.
okay, you're voting yes?
Yes.
Leona?
Well, you gotta have a
Oh,
second.
Mr.
man.
Zweig, what'd you say, Brian?
You gotta have a motion and a second.
Yeah, I know, I'm taking the motion now, Brian.
Oh, sorry,
Okay, could I continue?
sorry.
Okay. Leona?
I would second.
Okay, you second? All right, now we need a
Roll call.
roll call vote. Jeff?
Yes.
Leona?
Aye.
Brian?
Yes,
And I am also yes. So the motion is passed
okay.
with the aye vote.
See you soon.
Okay, see you soon. Bye now. Okay, let's continue on with the agenda. Item 2, P11RS1-1025, Powerhouse Construction and Development LLC, petitioner and owner, located south of 57th Avenue and west of Broadway. A request re-subdivision of 3 lots in a R3 residential zoning district. Purpose to a residential zoning district on 0.884 acres to be known as Auburn Wood Phase 3. The purpose is to allow residential homes. Hello, introduce
Hi.
yourselves, and I remember you from the workshop,
Stuart Allen from Turinga Surveying.
okay?
Donna Payne Miller, the owner.
All right. So now both of you are here to continue with this development, correct? Okay, do you have anything new to present to us?
No, it's the same, there's 3 lots there that are being reconfigured
Yes,
to allow a single-family home at the end and 2 duplexes, which one of them currently is already under construction, and there'll be another one and then a single family.
did you contact IHCD sanitary sewer?
Yeah, it's already existing sanitary sewer, and it's already set up for actually, the 3rd lot was supposed to be a duplex
Yes,
lot, but the developer at the time had an agreement with the church, and it fell through, so that made that lot only 1. So it's approved for 2, but there's only going to be 1, so.
when did you plan on building?
The spring of 2027.
Pardon?
The spring of 2027?
Okay. So you think you have everything in order at this point, correct? Okay, any questions or comments from the board? Jeff Swyk?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. Leona?
No, not at
Nothing?
this time.
Okay. Brian?
When was the original approval on the subdivision?
I'm not actually sure. I think maybe it was years ago.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, probably 10, I wouldn't even actually know. The recorded plat for Arbor, Auburn.
Probably around 2007,
That's-
2006.
Okay, yeah. And then, of course, she's built, how many so far?
This is the fourth lot.
Yeah, so she's she's already constructed 3 duplexes, and there's a 4th that's currently under construction.
Right, and so that was under a previous developer. You're basically picking up where the last developer left off and completing out a subdivision that was pre-approved.
That's correct.
And the only action we're doing is reconfiguring the 3 lots to bring it up to today's standards and allow you
Right.
to.
So basically, in the R3 zoning, in order for you to create a single-family residence, it has to meet the R2 requirements.
Right.
Which is 80 feet of
80
frontage.
feet wide.
And that particular lot only had 64 feet of frontage. So we basically made the next duplex lot the minimum size of a square footage for a duplex lot, which they're actually really, I mean, there's a lot of space on those with the construction of them. If you go on site, you can see that. But the one that's under construction right now, we only had to take 1.5 feet from that. That's the reason why it's lot 1, because we had to take 1.5 feet from that particular duplex lot in order to make the 2 minimum size duplex parcels, and then the minimum frontage is actually bigger than, square footage, it's, I think, a couple thousand square feet bigger than the minimum square footage for the lot, for the R2 zoning, so that's it.
Okay with all of you? Good. Mr. Ricardo, is everything in order with you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an advertised public hearing.
It was advertised as
Okay.
a public hearing. Okay, we will call for a public hearing. Anybody, what was I saying? Anybody want to speak?
For or
Please
against?
come forward.
Yeah.
I'm the property owner at 117 58th Place. I was interested in more information about the certified letter I received about the property trying to be purchased or bought out. So I didn't have no information about it. I just received a certified letter.
What was your name?
Tierra Moore.
Okay, do you want to give her the information she's asking?
Sure. So they had to submit to all the neighboring properties. So right now, you're familiar with the duplexes that are there now. So there's one during construction, and then the next one will be another one exactly like that. And then there's a lot that's not big enough for a duplex, so we made it big enough for a single-family home. So it'll be one more duplex and then a single family, and that's what we're asking to do right now.
Right, so
Right
what
next to the
does
church.
my property have to do with that? That's why I'm
It's just because
confused.
you're a neighbor. Yeah, so we have to
Okay.
notify all the neighbors of what's going on, so that's why,
Okay.
yeah, it's a requirement for a public hearing for us to make sure that everyone in the area, I think that's a 300-foot radius from the development has to be notified. So I appreciate you coming, so you know what's going on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Public hearing, anybody wish to speak? Anybody else? Public hearing, anybody else wish to speak? Okay, I will close the public hearing. Continue on with the board. Okay, are we ready to take a vote, board members?
Any engineering concerns? That's,
I don't know, are
No.
there? None?
No,
it was all
Steve or
pretty much
Robert?
hashed out years ago.
Yeah.
pretty much. Just shifting things over a little bit.
And Mr. Ricardo, our attorney, seems to find everything in order too, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, we will continue on with the vote then.
I'll make a
Shall-
motion to approve.
Yeah, okay. We have a motion on the floor by Mr. Brian Daring and a second by Leona. And we'll take a roll call vote now. Jeff?
Yes.
Leona?
Aye.
Brian?
Yes?
And I also am yes. Motion has been approved for the Powerhouse Construction and Development LLC for the
Thank you, ladies and
petitioner
gentlemen.
and the owner.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you.
And thank you for attending and good luck. Okay, with that, that will conclude our meeting for tonight. Could I have a adjournment motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second the motion.
Okay, the meeting is so adjourned. Thank you.